This story starts around the fall of 2017. I was walking back to work from lunch when I passed this girl and noticed that she got up and started walking behind me. She took a different route and didn't follow me. 2 days later, it happened again, but this time, she was following me. I assumed she wasn't following me at the time because where my office building is situated, you have to go up a set of stairs and pass a few other buildings, and she did not follow me to my building. After a while, I noticed that we took the same train home. A lot of the time she would be watching me. When we made eye contact, she'd look away. Then she'd continue looking when she thought that I wasn't. There's a Whole Foods across from my office. I went there for lunch a couple times during the week. I started seeing the girl sitting in the windows for lunch, and she would almost always get up as soon as I left and walk the same way I did. Around this time, I began seeing her more frequently. During lunchtime or when I got to the metro, she was almost always there. After a couple of months of this, I started noticing that she would get off at the same station as me sometimes. She would walk the same way as me. Once I got to my place, I live in a condo with my brother. She would always pass by, but never follow me up to the entrance. During this time, I started receiving phone calls at work from random phone numbers that, at the time, I assumed was spam. There would either be silence on the other end, or the person would hang up immediately. I also started receiving fake Facebook requests from people I already knew or were already on my friends list. December of 2017 comes. By this time, I'm not going to Whole Foods as often. If she gets off at the same station as me, I go into a restaurant or go shopping for groceries before I go home. Around this time, an old friend I went to high school with contacts me kinda out of the blue. She said that she wanted to follow me on Instagram. We text a couple of times and I accept her follow request. She contacts me again about a month later from a different number. But this time, she's texting me frequently. I'm talking about every day/every other day. I'm not one to be mean or show when I'm annoyed too often. But after months of this, when she asks me if she's texting me too frequently, I don't hesitate to tell her that she could lay off a bit. She stops for a week or so, then starts texting frequently again. This whole ordeal should have sent red flags up for several reasons. During this time, she would ask me so many random questions, like the type of questions you ask when you're trying to get to know someone. She would ask for selfies, which I declined because I don't like taking pictures of myself. And I would tell her that there are plenty of pictures of me on Facebook. She would ask what I'm doing on the weekends and the names of my friends on occasion, which I wouldn't tell her because I thought it was weird that she'd want to know my friends' names. I only sent her a couple of videos of fun things I do, but that's it. August 2018 rolls around. I'm still seeing creepy girl everywhere during the week. I get pulled into my boss's office. He says that a few coworkers receive fake screenshots from Facebook of me talking badly about them. Now, I never post on Facebook and would never talk shit about my coworkers on social media. I don't have a grudge with anyone, nor do I know of anyone who has a problem with me. I'm a fairly easygoing guy. I managed to clear things up with everyone involved, and still had my job. Of course, my friend is still texting me fairly frequently, and I tell her what happened a couple of days later when I got home from work. I tell her I don't want to get too much into it, but she keeps pushing for details. I finally told her I was going to bed, and she got the message. The more I thought about it, all the times that she texted me, the more uneasy I got. Some things that she said just didn't make sense, especially from the way that I remembered her. We had kept in touch over the years, just not as frequently, and we hadn't touched base for a while before I heard from her in December. A couple of weeks later, I decided to reach out to my friend on Instagram, but the Instagram she last messaged me through wasn't there. However, there was still an Instagram for her that I followed and that also follows me back. I reach out to her and ask what her phone number was. The phone number is completely different, and it turns out that she was never the one texting me, nor did she request following me on Instagram. I track the number, and it turns out to be from one of those fake phone number apps. I request to be blocked from the service, and I never hear from my friend again. After talking about it with my brother and a couple of friends, I'm almost 100% certain it was the girl that has been following me. These things only started after she appeared. The phone calls to my office, the fake Facebook requests, etc. A few days before I was pulled aside by my boss, my friend texted me and told me she had a weird feeling about me and wanted to make sure I was okay. I just thought she was being weird at the time and didn't think too much of it. This whole ordeal is really scary when I look back on it, because I sent videos of myself and my address at one point. My friend even confirmed a post my brother made with pictures he tagged of me on Facebook. I was texting a stranger for 8 months about my life, and they also apparently have access to my Facebook page. I still see this girl since she obviously works in the same area as me. She doesn't follow me around as much, but when she does see me on the metro, she always watches me or sits somewhere she will be able to make eye contact with me. I'm always careful now if anyone texts me from an unrecognizable phone number, and I'm just paranoid. I know this story might seem a bit all over the place, especially with the conclusion I came to of the girl posing as my friend, but I had to get this off my chest. So creepy girl who has been following me, staring at me, and most likely catfished me, I don't want to meet you, ever. Hey scaredy cats, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on any of the stories. If you have any stories that you'd like for me to read, you can find the links for submissions in the description below.